Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day. Don't forget, grab your smartphone and download the Lava Matra app and stay in touch. Guru Maharaj's message is your advantage. The following is a Sri Kṛṣṇa Caitanya book compilation given by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj on February 1st, 2023 in Śrī Māyāpur, India.
Pangun langayate girim Sri Guru Dhinatarinam Sri Caitanya Ishwaram. That's it.
Continuing with Sri Caitanya book compilation, 34 verses. Topic today, Rāghavera Jhāli, under the section Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu accepts prasadam from his devotees. Beginning this evening with Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita, Antya Lila, chapter 10, text 13.
দময়ন্তী প্রস্তুত প্রভু প্রিয় দ্রব্য পূর্ণ ঝালি সহ রাঘবের জাত রাঘব পণ্ডিত চলে ঝালি সাজাইয়া দময়ন্তী যত দ্রব্য দিয়াছে করিয়া.
Raghav Pandit came with bags full of food, prepared very nicely by his sister, Damayanti. This Rāghavera Jhāli is very famous.
Every year, the Lord Caitanya thanks all the sorrow.
Say again, Guru Maharaj. Can you repeat that, Guru Maharaj?
What?
Can you repeat that?
Rāghavera Pandit and bring various things up to Lord Caitanya every year.
He, Raghav Pandit, was bringing various items to Lord Caitanya every year. Bags.
Panihati to Jayapataka.
From Panihati to Jagannath Puri.
It became famous as Rāghava's Jhāli.
Became famous as Rāghava's Jhāli.
Rāghav's bags of prasadam.
Raghav Pandit's bags of prasadam.
Each prasadam would have some expiry date.
Each prasadam would have some expiry date.
Some would last for a whole year.
Some would last for a whole year.
Some for 6 months.
Some 6 months.
Some 3 months.
Some 3 months.
And like that, each bag was filled with special delicacies that last many months.
So like that, each bag was filled with special delicacies, and altogether it would last many months. Sri Caitanya Charitamrita, Adi Lila, chapter 10, text 24.
রাঘব পণ্ডিত প্রভুর আদ্য অনুচর তার এক শাখা মুখ্য মকর ধ্বজ কর.
Raghav Pandit, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's original follower, is understood to have been the 7th branch. From him proceeded another sub-branch, headed by Makharadhwaj Kara. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Kara was the surname of Makharadhwaja. At present, this surname is generally found in the Kayastha community. The Guru Ganadesh Dipika states, Raghav Pandit was formerly a confidential gopi in Braj during the time of Lord Krishna's pastimes, and his former name was Dhanishta. This gopi Dhanishta always engaged in preparing foods for Kṛṣṇa.
So, all around it, everyone today, Prasad, Kṛṣṇa, God, different avatars.
So Raghav Pandit had been preparing prasadam for Kṛṣṇa throughout different avatars.
The Nishta, Holy,
The Nishta as a gopi,
of the same food, or Kṛṣṇa.
with the same food for Kṛṣṇa. Preparing food for Kṛṣṇa.
All of them are preparing food for Lord Chaitanya.
Raghav Pandit was preparing food for Lord Chaitanya. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila, chapter 10, text 25.
তাহার ভগিনী দময়ন্তীর গুণরাশি তাহার ভগিনী দময়ন্তী প্রভুর প্রিয় দাসী প্রভুর ভোগ সামগ্রী যে করে 12 মাসি
Raghav Pandit's sister Damayanti was the dear maidservant of the Lord. She always collected various ingredients with which to cook for Lord Chaitanya. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur writes in his Anubhashya, in the Gauraganadesh Dipika, it is mentioned, Gunamala Bhaje Yashit Damayanti Tutat Swasa. The gopi named Gunamali appeared as Raghav Pandit's sister Damayanti. On the East Bengal railway line, beginning from the Sialda station in Calcutta, there is a station named Sodapur, which is not very far from Calcutta. Within 1 mile of this station, toward the western side of the Ganga, is a well-known village known as Panihati, in which the residential quarters of Raghav Pandit still exist. On Raghav Pandit's tomb is a creeper on a concrete platform. There is also a Madan Mohan deity in a broken-down temple nearby. This temple is managed by a local zamindar of the name Sri Shivachandra Rai Chaudhary. Makardhwaj Kara was also an inhabitant of Panihati.
This house of Rāghavera is the place pastimes of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda.
This house of Raghav Pandit was a place of pastimes for Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda.
And sometimes I go to this house of Panihati to have the pastimes.
So sometimes they would go to his house in Panihati to have these different pastimes.
Panihati is a famous place of the Chiradhai festival.
Panihati is the famous place of the Chiradhai festival. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila, chapter 10, text 26.
যেসব সামগ্রী যত জালিতে ভরিয়া রাঘব লইয়া যান গোপত করিয়া
The foods Damayanti cooked for Lord Chaitanya when he was at Puri were carried in bags by her brother Raghav without the knowledge of others.
Sometimes all of them literally took the bags of Lord secretly.
Sometimes Raghav Pandit took the bags to the Lord secretly, but gradually it became known.
He was being ideal eggs or sorrow
That he would bring a variety of bags of prasadam for Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila, chapter 10, text 27.
বারো মাস তাহা প্রভু করেন অঙ্গীকার রাঘবের জালি বলি প্রসিদ্ধি যাহার।
The Lord accepted these foods throughout the entire year. Those bags are still celebrated as Rāghavera Jhāli, the bags of Raghav Pandit. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila, chapter 10, text 28.
যেসব সামগ্রী আগে করিব বিস্তার যাহার শ্রবণে ভক্তের বহে অশ্রুধার।
I shall describe the contents of the bags of Raghav Pandit later in this book. Hearing this narration, devotees generally cry, and tears glide down from their eyes. Report from Srila Prabhupada. A vivid description of these Rāghavera Jhāli is to be found in chapter 10 of the Antya Lila portion of Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita.
That Nandi prepare such nice preparations for Lord Chaitanya.
That Damayanti would prepare such nice preparations for Lord Chaitanya.
These are brought down to Jagannath Puri by walking.
And these were brought down to Jagannath Puri by walking.
Became something amazing that caused devotees to cry at the thought of this dedicated seva.
It's something so amazing that would cause devotees to cry at the thought of this dedicated seva. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya Lila, chapter 10, text 14.
রাঘবের ঝালির বিবরণ। নানা পূর্ব ভক্ষদ্রব্য প্রভুর যোগ্য ভোগ বাৎসরে প্রভু যাহা করেন উপযোগ।
Damayanti made varieties of unparalleled food just suitable for Lord Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu to eat. The Lord ate it continually for 1 year.
Each preparation has a particular expiry date.
So each preparation had a particular expiry date.
Sometimes it will last a whole year.
Sometimes it would last the whole year. Such that it would last the whole year. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya Lila, chapter 10, text 15 through 16.
আম্রকাসন্ডি আদাকাসন্ডি ঝালকাসন্ডি নাম নিম্বু আদা আম্রকলি বিবিধ সন্ধান আমশি আমখণ্ড তৈলাম্রম সত্তা যত্ন করি গুন্তা করি পুরাণ সুকতা।
These are the names of some of the pickles and condiments in the bags of Raghav Pandit. Amra Kashandi, Ada Kashandi, Jhal Kashandi, Nimbu Ada, Amra Koli, Amchi, Amakanda, Talamra, and Amashata. With great attention, Damayanti also made dried bitter vegetables into a powder.
So Baba, he would have us like dry them in the sun to set him.
Srila Prabhupada, he would have us make bitter melon and dry them in the sun to send him.
Because in Western countries, they didn't have bitter.
Because in Western countries, they didn't have bitter.
So these tastes, all the different tastes, is something that was all into Lord Chaitanya.
So these tastes, all of the different tastes, are something that were offered to Lord Chaitanya.
with a combination of banana leaf and ginger.
Like you make a combination of neem leaf and ginger.
Neem is very bitter.
Neem is very bitter.
Ginger is somewhat hot.
And ginger is somewhat hot.
Like this, various types of preparations of Lord Caitanya.
So like this, they made various types of preparations for Lord Caitanya. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antilila chapter 10, text 17.
সুকতা বলি অবজ্ঞা না করিও চিত্তে সুকুতায় যে সুখ হয় নহে পঞ্চামৃতে
Do not neglect Shukta, because it is a bitter preparation. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu derived more happiness from eating the Shukta than from drinking Panchamrit, a preparation of milk, sugar, ghee, honey, and yogurt.
First time when we serve dinner around the devotees at Mayapur,
First time when we served bitter melon to the devotees in Mayapur,
I thought the preparation had gone bad.
they thought the preparation had gone bad.
So bitter.
It was so bitter.
But this is one of the tastes of Lord Caitanya, all about appreciate this taste.
But this is one of the tastes. Lord Caitanya, Prabhupada, they appreciated this taste.
Take bitter first. After that, also these other vegetables, preparations are more sweet.
Take bitter first. After that, other sabjis, other vegetables, other preparations are more sweet. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antilila chapter 10, text 18.
অপ্রাকৃত ভাবগ্রাহী ভগবান ভাবগ্রাহী মহাপ্রভু স্নেহ মাত্র লয় সুকুতা পাতা কাশন দিতে মহাসুখ হয়
Since Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he extracts the purpose from everything. He accepted Damayanti's affection for him, and therefore he derived great pleasure even from the dried, bitter leaves of Shukta and from Kṛṣṇa, a sour condiment.
Sutta is a kind of bitter vegetable.
Sukta is a kind of bitter vegetable.
Many types of sutta.
There are many types of Sukta.
Bitter. Kṛṣṇa, a kind of chutney, which is very sour.
Kṛṣṇa is a kind of chutney which is very sour.
Six tastes. 6 flavors.
So there are 6 tastes, 6 flavors. Bitter,
Salty,
salty,
pungent,
sour,
sour,
sweet last, spicy and sweet,
spicy and sweet.
hot and sweet.
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 Yeah. Others have a heart.
Unctuous. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antilila chapter 10, text 19.
দময়ন্তীর শুদ্ধা সারসিকী অতীব জ্ঞার গৌরপ্রীতির নিদর্শন। মনুষ্য বুদ্ধি দময়ন্তী করে প্রভুর পায়, গুরু ভোজনে উদরে কবু আম হইয়া যায়।
Because of her natural love for Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, Damayanti considered the Lord an ordinary human being. Therefore, she thought that he would become sick by overeating, and there would be mucus within his abdomen. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Because of pure love, the devotees of Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan, Vrajbhumi, loved Krishna as an ordinary human being like them. Yet although they considered Krishna one of them, their love for Krishna knew no bounds. Similarly, because of extreme love, devotees like Raghav Pandit and his sister Damayanti thought of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a human being, but their love for him was boundless. By overeating, an ordinary human being becomes prone to a disease called amlapitta, which is a product of indigestion characterized by acidity of the stomach. Damayanti thought that such a condition would afflict Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Damayanti gives such obeisance would help Lord Chaitanya digest his food.
Damayanti would give such preparations that it would help Lord Chaitanya digest his food.
Although Lord Chaitanya, as the Supreme Personality, he didn't have such indigestion.
Although Lord Chaitanya, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he didn't have any such indigestion.
But he accepted the prasadam, which was prepared with love.
But he accepted the prasadam, which was prepared with love. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya Lila, chapter 10, text 20.
সুখতা পাইলে সে আম হইবে কনাশ, এই স্নেহ মনে ভাবি প্রভুর উল্লাস।
Because of sincere affection, she thought that eating this shukta would cure the Lord's disease. Considering these affectionate thoughts of Damayanti, the Lord was very pleased.
And now, devotees there love Krishna.
In Vrindavan, devotees there love Krishna.
They don't consider Krishna as the Supreme Personality.
They don't consider Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead,
They just love him.
but they just love him.
Him
Him
for what he is.
for what he is. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya Lila, chapter 10, text 21.
প্রেম অর্পিত বস্তুই মহাগুণযুক্ত, প্রেমে প্রদত্ত বস্তুর ভার্য দোষ গুণ বিচার নাই। ভারবিকৃত কৃতা অর্জুনীয়ে 8:20।
A dear lover strung a garland and placed it on the shoulder of his beloved in the presence of her co-wives. She had raised breasts and was very beautiful, yet although the garland was tainted with mud, she did not reject it, for its value lay not in material things, but in love. Purport, Srila Prabhupada. This is a verse from the Kirtarjunya by Bharavi.
This example is yours. Love is more important.
This example is given to show how love is more important
External qualities.
than external qualities. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antya Lila, chapter 10, text 22.
ধনিয়া মৌহরির তণ্ডুল গুন্তা করিয়া, নারু বান্ধিয়াছে চিনি পাক করিয়া।
Damayanti powdered coriander and anise seeds, cooked them with sugar, and made them into sweetmeats in the shape of small balls.
Upon the DDC, visiting here, I want to make some tuladaro.
For the GBC visiting here, I want to make some tuladaro. Oh, little laddu.
Wow.
Teal. Sesame seed. Sesame seed laddu. For the GBC. From Guru Maharaj.
Jai. Very good.
Very good.
I don't know how to make.
I don't know how to make them.
Oh, I don't know.
Anyone know how to make them? Anyone want to help Guru Maharaj make
Jai.
teal laddu for the GBC?
So many ways.
You have a lot of helpers, willing helpers, Guru Maharaj. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila chapter 10, text 23.
শোনটি খণ্ড নারু আর আম পিত্তহার পৃথক পৃথক বান্দি বস্ত্রের কুথলি ভিতর
She made sweetmeat balls with dried ginger to remove mucus caused by too much bile. She put all these preparations separately into small cloth bags.
I was just trying how each of the preparations united extreme love of Lord Chaitanya.
So this is showing how each of the preparations she made with extreme love for Lord Chaitanya. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila chapter 10, text 24.
কলি সন্ধি কলি চূর্ণ কলি খণ্ড আর কত নাম লইব আর শত প্রকার আচার
She made 100 varieties of condiments and pickles. She also made kuli shunti, kuli churna, kuli kanda, and many other preparations. How many should I name?
Jai. Gauranga.
Description.
These are beyond description. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila chapter 10, text 25.
নারিকেল খণ্ড নারু আর নারু গঙ্গা জল চিরস্থায়ী খণ্ড বিকার করিলা সকল
She made many sweetmeats in the shape of balls. Some were made with powdered coconut, and others looked as white as the water of the Ganga. In this way, she made many varieties of long-lasting sugar confections.
Naro means balls.
Naru means balls.
Naro and balls of coconut.
Nakul Naru means balls of coconut.
And like Naro, which is a little against his mark.
And she learned how to make Naru, which is edible, out of Ganges
Yeah,
mud.
this smart.
Mud.
Wow.
Ganges.
Gauranga.
Yeah, they're very good cook.
You have to be a very good cook to offer Ganges mud. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila chapter 10, text 26.
চিরস্থায়ী ক্ষীরসার মণ্ডাদি বিকার অমৃত কর্পূর আদি অনেক প্রকার
She made long-lasting cheese, many varieties of sweetmeats with milk and cream, and many other varied preparations such as amrita karpura.
Kalbars.
Camphor.
Yeah, no, Burma's no.
Karpura is
Camphor.
camphor.
Yeah. So now you have camphor on a little of soil. You also get camphor of tree. So
Now they get camphor, which is unedible, from petroleum, but you can also get camphor from a tree, which is edible. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila, chapter 10, text 27.
শালিকা জুটি ধান্যেরা তপ চিরা করি নূতন বস্ত্রের বড় কুথলি সব ভরি
She made flat rice from fine unboiled Jhāli paddy and filled a large bag made of new cloth.
down the Devi made each preparation thinking of Lord Caitanya, also satisfy him.
Damayanti Devi made each preparation thinking of Lord Caitanya, how to satisfy him. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila, chapter 10, text 28.
কতেক চিরা হুরুম করি ঘৃতেতে ভাজিয়া চিনি পাকে নাড়ু কইলা কর্পূর আদি দিয়া
She made some of the flat rice into puffed rice, fried it in ghee, cooked it in sugar juice, mixed in some camphor, and rolled it into balls.
What a preparation.
Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila, chapter 10, text 29-30.
শালি ধান্যের তন্ডুলা ভাজা চূর্ণ করিয়া ঘৃত সিক্ত চূর্ণ কইলা চিনি পাক দিয়া কর্পূর মরিচ লবঙ্গ এলাচি রসর ভাস চূর্ণ দিয়া নাড়ু কইলা পরম সুবাস
Very good.
She powdered fried grains of fine rice, moistened the powder with ghee, and cooked it in a solution of sugar. Then she added camphor, black pepper, cloves, cardamom, and other spices, and rolled the mixture into balls that were very palatable and aromatic.
Yummy. Grand recipe. Yes,
Guruji would like to remind you all, it's a Kaddish.
Think of putting it in the water.
Think of cooking it and giving it to Lord Caitanya.
Jai. Jai.
Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila, chapter 10, text 31.
শালি ধান্যের খই পুনঃ ঘৃতেতে ভাজিয়া চিনি পাক উখরা কইলা কর্পূর আদি দিয়া
She took parched rice from fine paddy, fried it in ghee, cooked it in a sugar solution, mixed in some camphor, and thus made a preparation called ukta, or mudki.
There's also not like to explain these preparations.
Kṛṣṇa Das Kaviraj liked to explain these preparations. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila, chapter 10, text 32.
ফুটকলাই চূর্ণ করি ঘৃতে ভাজাইলা চিনি পাকে কর্পূর আদি দিয়া নাড়ু কইলা
Another variety of sweet was made with fused peas that were powdered, fried in ghee, and then cooked in sugar juice. Camphor was added, and then the mixture was rolled into balls. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila, chapter 10, text 33.
সুখাদ্য নির্মাণে পরম নিপুণ হইয়াও গ্রন্থাকারের দৈন্য কহিতে না জানি নাম এ জন্মে যাহার হইছে নানা ভক্ষ দ্রব্য সহস্র প্রকার
I could not mention the names of all these wonderful eatables even in a lifetime. Damayanti made hundreds and thousands of varieties. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila, chapter 10, text 34.
রাঘব ও দময়ন্তীর গাঢ় প্রভু প্রীতি রাঘবের আজ্ঞা আর করেন দময়ন্তী দুহার প্রভুতে স্নেহ পরম ভগতি
Damayanti made all these preparations following the order of her brother, Rāghavera. Both of them had unlimited affection for Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu and were advanced in devotional service. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila, chapter 10, text 35.
গঙ্গা মৃত্তিকানি বস্ত্রেতে ছানিয়া পাফরি করিয়া দিলা গন্ধ দ্রব্য দিয়া
Damayanti took earth from the Ganga, dried it, powdered it, strained it through a fine cloth, mixed in aromatic ingredients, and rolled it into small balls.
Damayanti could either make sweet balls, Ganges water.
So Damayanti could even make sweet balls from Ganges water. Mud. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila, chapter 10, text 36.
পাতল মৃৎ পাত্রে সন্দনাদি ভরি আর সব বস্তু ভরে বস্ত্রের কুথলি
The condiments and similar items were put into thin earthen pots, and everything else was put into small cloth bags.
Depending on whether the item was liquidy or whether I should put it in a pot or a bag.
So depending on whether the item was, what, Gurumrash? Liquid, depending on whether the item was liquidy or more solid, she would put it in bags or small earthen pots. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila, chapter 10, text 37.
সামান্য ঝালি হইতে দ্বিগুণ ঝালি কইলা পরিপাটি করি সব ঝালি ভরাইলা
From small bags, Damayanti made bags that were twice as large. Then with great attention, she filled all the large ones with the small ones.
How long they was heading how to please Lord Chaitanya.
Damayanti was meditating how to please Lord Chaitanya. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila, chapter 10, text 38.
ঝালি ফন্দি মোহর দিলা আগ্রহ করিয়া তিন ভোজারি ঝালি বহে ক্রমে করিয়া
She then wrapped and sealed each and every bag with great attention. The bags were carried by 3 bearers, one after another.
In the beginning, all of them tried the bags secretly.
So in the beginning, Raghav Pandit carried the bags secretly.
But actually, 3 bearers carried the bags.
But eventually there were 3 bearers who carried the bags.
Everyone knew about all the jollies, all the bags being carried.
Everyone knew that Rāghav's bags, were being carried. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila, chapter 10, text 39.
তজ্জন্যই রাঘবের ঝালি নাম সংক্ষেপে কহিল এই ঝালির বিচার রাঘবের ঝালি বলি খ্যাতি যাহা
Thus I have briefly described the bags that have become famous as Rāghavera Jhāli.
It's not something else. It's saying how it briefly described
Krishnadas Kaviraj is saying how he briefly described the bags.
because there's so many days, literally hundreds and thousands of preparations.
Because there were so many bags. Literally hundreds and thousands of preparations.
So he mentioned some of the more famous preparations,
So he mentioned some of the more famous preparations.
but actually they're not.
But actually there's no limit. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila, chapter 10, text 40.
মকর ধ্বজের সযত্নে ঝালি রক্ষা ঝালির ওপর মন শিব মকর ধ্বজ কর প্রাণ রূপে ঝালি রাখে হইয়া তৎপর
The superintendent for all those bags was Kṛṣṇa, who kept them with great attention, like his very life.
Jayapataka as protecting the days that they would reach Lord Caitanya without a problem.
Kṛṣṇa was counting the days where he could reach Lord Caitanya without any problem.
Counting the days.
Counting the bags.
Guarding the days.
Guarding the bags. Śrī Caitanya Charitamrita Antya-lila, chapter 10, text 1. Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Oh.
ভক্ত দ্রব্যে তুষ্ট ভক্ত গণ জুষ্ট গৌরের বন্দনা
Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Bhaktanugrahakataram Yena Kayami Santushtam Bhaktadatena Shraddhaya. Let me offer my respectful obeisances unto Lord Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu, who is always pleased to accept anything given with faith and love by his devotees, and is always ready to bestow mercy upon them. Sri Gauranga Leela Smarnam Mangala Stotram, text 68, from Bhaktivinoda Thakur. I always remember the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Gaura, who again and again accepted the gifts his devotee Raghav Pandit brought from his own country, Bengal. Thus ends the chapter.
So this was such a pastime. Lord Caitanya.
So this was a special pastime of Raghav Pandit with Damayanti and Lord Caitanya. And Mukardhwajakara.
And it shows how the devotee may do one seva for Lord Caitanya.
And it shows how a devotee may do one seva for Lord Caitanya.
And with all the attention in that seva.
And put all their attention in that seva. Thus
Lord
ends.
Caitanya, he has such love for his devotees that he accepts whatever they offer him, faith and love.
Lord Caitanya has such love for his devotees that he accepts whatever they offer him with faith and love. Gora, Gora. Thus ends the chapter entitled Rāghavera Jhāli, under the section Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu accepts prasadam from his devotees.
Thank you for watching our videos. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. We publish new videos every day, and don't forget to like and share our channel.